It is our pleasure to have the opportunity to address our presentation. Before I start my speech, please let me introduce our team first. We are Team 3, and we called The People Are in Charge. My name is Bowen Shi, and our team members are including Yating Ye, Nora Li, Dongwu Huang, and Royin Zhou. What we are going to talk about today is how to reduce household waste. Our talk is divided into 4 main parts, and we will follow the integrated thinking process. Our presentation will last for about 15 minutes. Okay, let's get started by focusing the introduction. With the increasing population and material life in the world, great changes have taken place in people's clothing, food, and shelter. In order to chase a convenient and healthier lifestyle, the use of disposable plastic has become more and more widely. In addition, producers continue to expand their production to maximize profits and benefits. The number of household waste has reached an unprecedented height in history. Surveys show that Australia handles about 21 million tons of household waste annually, a large proportion of which cannot be easily degraded, meaning that people will face the fact that the territory is being pounded by waste. And research shows that these wastes are highly likely to affect people's health when people unknowingly. Therefore, finding ways to reduce household waste has become more and more important. Among them, balance the reasonable cost and environmental friendly are the key aspects of our research. Now, I'd like to look at Yating to define the problems in details.
Okay, in this part, I would articulate the models. Firstly, by understanding and defining the problem, our main topic is to reduce household waste, and the direction for our research is to strike a balance between cost reduction and environmental protection. In the process of integrative thinking, it is quite important to choose the opposite models. Model A is to care for the environment regardless of cost. In contrast, Model B is aimed at maximizing the profit by lowering cost without considering the environment. After that, I would put both of the models in practice. By putting Model A in reality, we find that it could help a lot in reducing the household waste. There would be no more low-quality products in the supermarket. Then the consumers would get used to buy the environmental friendly one. In this way, they can change their consumption habits and it improves their environmental awareness. Meanwhile, it is because the consumers are environmental conscious. This in turn to promote the production of environmental products, achieving business superiority and inferiority. By putting Model B in practice, we found that it could maximize the profit and it could also achieve the economic of scale. Since the producing process for the disposable goods are quite simple, in turn with the consumption habits for present and past, the pattern is more stable compared to Model A. In step 4, we would add some important actors for further analysis. We would consider the manufacturers and consumers as objects. For the environmental friendly side, the manufacturers can boost their brand image. However, expanding process requires capital investment. For the consumers, they would be attracted by the eco-packaging. However, they would think that the products are in low quality, but they like to use the recycled materials since it could reduce pollution. As for the low-cost side, the manufacturers may choose to use disposable materials, and they fail to attract consumers. For the consumers, they would think that the packaging is not safe and convenient, so they would choose to throw them away after one-time use. This is not good for the environment. Okay, I have finished my part, and Nora will start to talk about stage 2.
Thank you, Yating. Now let's move on to the stage 2, examine the models. First, let's talk about the similarity of the two models. Whether it is in Model A or Model B, from the standpoint of environmental protection, both manufacturers and consumers are looking forward to low-cost and environmental-friendly products. The distinction between the two models is that the manufacturers want to lower the cost of production. Therefore, they give up environmental-friendly products. However, consumers design environmental safe and economic products. What we value most is to reduce household waste from the production resources. Next, let's look at two assumptions in the models. In Model A, costs are reduced mainly from the materials and packaging. Manufacturers cut the cost of materials and packaging, lowering the price of the products. However, low-cost products may contain harmful substances to human body, reducing consumers' willingness to buy, and raising consumers' concerns about the products. In Model B, the main purpose is to achieve environmental protection from the use of recycled materials and eco-packaging. Manufacturers use degradable materials for production and use recycled materials to make the product's packaging. This process requires manufacturers to invest a lot of money and energy. In this way, consumers are pleased with the raw materials and packaging of the products. However, using recycled materials may result in a more expensive producing process, raising the price of the products. Model A and Model B are caused by different pursuits of manufacturers and consumers in the producing process. Then, let's move on to the final step. The focus of the problem was changed from simply evaluating how to reduce household waste. The actual issue we are attempting to address is how to balance the cost and environmental friendliness during the manufacturing of the products. The actual issue is figuring out how to produce a product that is both financially effective and environmentally friendly. And then, my teammate Donghong will provide a detailed presentation of the following stage.
Hello everyone, this part is discussed about some different ways of reducing household waste from the manufacturer's point of view. And the desire to recreate household waste needs to be discussed in terms of both environmental protection and cost. For example, PLA stars look and feel like plastic stars, but they are made from polyplastic, made from cold starch, and are 100% compostable. And this reduces the amount of plastic stars and used, and has a good impact on the environment. And there is also some new technology in packaging, but it is very expensive. For example, many plastic packages are recyclable, but no biodegradable. And there are considered to be biodegradable plastic and are more costly to produce than recyclable plastics. However, due to their mental and their biodegradable plastics are no recyclable. Apart from the manufacturer, I think the public must be educated on food safety, such as the true meaning of expiration date and how to store food to make it last longer, and only purchase the amount of food consumed. And there are already supermarkets that sell only food with abnormal appearances and damaged packaging, and other supermarkets have rejected, according to report co-authored by the Natural Resources Defense and Council and Harvard Law School's Food Law and Place clients. 90% of American consumers discard edible food due to misconceptions about food expiration date.
Thank you, Donghong. Hi, I'm Ruoying. Now let's move on to the stage 4, assess the prototypes. To test which of these 3 solutions would be more acceptable to the stakeholders, people and manufacturers, we put up a survey on social media for them to vote anonymously from 9th to 10th of May 2022. 5 householders and 5 manufacturers voted for the most feasible solution they believe in, with their reasons for that choice. The result comes out fits our estimation. As we can see, half of them believe that we should educate people not to waste food by understanding expiration dates, how to store food to make it last longer, and only purchase the amount of food consumed. 30% of them are fond of using PLA materials instead of normal plastics, while 20% of people think using biodegradable plastic packaging is the best solution. So according to the survey result and our discussion, we determined that the third solution, which is to educate people not to waste the food by understanding some key aspects of food, is the most acceptable and feasible solution to the public. The most vital aspects are to understand the true meaning of expiration dates, which will help people not to throw away the food that is still eatable. Learn to store food extends the time that the food can last, which gives people more time to consume the food. Last but not least, people need to learn not to purchase an excessive amount of food. Though the first 2 solutions help protect the environment from production and packaging, making the packaging more environmentally friendly, it also increases the cost of manufacturing by a great amount, along with disadvantages such as biodegradable plastics are not recyclable. On the other hand, learning and understanding these essential aspects of food will help people protect the environment and reduce household waste without increasing the cost of production and packaging by directly reducing the food that wasted. Next, let's welcome Bowen to do the conclusion.
To sum up, we found 3 feasible plans to reduce the household waste. Based on the data, research, and analyze, we choose to educate people not to waste as the best way to reduce the household waste, because it can both work efficiently since lots of people do not know the importance of reducing the household waste, and also reach the purpose of minimizes the cost. Lastly, it proves the successful of integrated thinking. In other words, the problem has been solved perfectly. Lastly, this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for being here.